hello with Team One, Meals on Wheels. Thank you for submitting your project. I just have a couple of comments. I actually mentioned them in the prior feedback, but now I decided to create a video to show you. So the first thing that I noticed here is that you have holding project kickoff meeting. This is part of the initiating, and holding project kickoff meeting is a summary task. Okay, and when I open it, it only have one task: assign team roles for the project. So um, it looks like these two assigned team roles in the project and holding project kickoff meeting are two separate tasks because we actually have people assigned to them. So I think that we need to move assigned team roles to a higher level. So the initiating will be the kickoff meeting, and the team roles of the project, they need to be together. So the kickoff meeting is assigned 0 hours. You need to put time to the kickoff meeting. And then here again, we have identify stakeholders has one subtask, meet stakeholders, that has another subtask, interview stakeholders. So it looks like these three, identify stakeholders, meet and interview stakeholders, maybe meet and interview should be together, are all related to stakeholder analysis. So I don't see why identifying stakeholders and meeting stakeholders, I don't know why meeting stakeholders is a subtask of identifying. I think that these three, they actually have to be on the same level, and we should have a summary task called identify stakeholders. Um, sorry, stakeholders analysis. Okay. And this task will be stakeholder analysis consists of identifying, meeting, interviewing, and you need to assign people here. Okay. So develop deliverables, develop letter of intent, develop financial analysis, develop business case, develop list of prioritized risks. Why financial analysis, business case, and list of priorities are under letter of intent? Is the letter of intent, what do you mean by letter of intent? Is this, are these three activities part of the letter of intent, or is letter of intent, financial analysis, business case, and prioritize risks two tasks that have to be at the same level? Okay, so that's not clear for me because I don't know what you mean by letter of intent here. Next, develop work breakdown structure, and then subtask develop project charter. These are two separate tasks. Project structure is part of the project charter. So why the project charter is a subtask of the breakdown structure? This doesn't make sense. So this is confusing. Then we move to planning. Hold team planning meetings. Discuss project problems, discuss project solution. Now this one actually repeats every week, and I am not sure if we shall maybe we shall have it as a set time every week, because you hold these meetings every time, you know, every week you have project meetings and solutions. So maybe you can have a separate meeting for every week, because this is time for your members. So yes, I agree this should be part of the planning process, but this actually repeats. In your case, it does not repeat. It's just once. It happens once. So, um, and also we have a predecessor here for project solution. Predecessor is develop project charter. Why? Why the charter is, the predecessors are wrong here? How do you define the predecessors? The predecessors need to be revised. Inform stakeholders with the plan, develop project management plan, prepare team contract. This, I think, should happen earlier. Maybe this task should happen earlier when we initiate the meeting. So I don't understand why the team contract is here. Develop project management plan, maybe again, stakeholders. Stakeholders, do you mean stakeholders here? Yeah, this is stakeholders. Stakeholders, okay. So what are you doing here? I don't understand this task. Inform stakeholders about the plan. What are we informing them about? Are we submitting the proposal? Not sure I understand this task. Then we have requirements, resources. What are we doing with the define the requirements, identify the number of resources needed? We already did that. We did that at the what are these requirements? Are these requirements of the project? The number of resources, you actually have only how many people you have? One, two. You have only 5 people, so you don't need this task. You have 5 resources. So this is given. I'm not sure what type of what number of resources you are identifying here. Project costs. Discuss budget with stakeholders, approve appropriate budget, collect community engagement requirements. Now again here we have the same thing. You have estimate project proposal, and then subtask, discuss budget with stakeholder, and then summary task, and the summary task, discuss budget with stakeholders, has only one task, which is approve appropriate budget. So how discuss budget with stakeholders is a summary task of approve appropriate budget. That's not what summary task mean. I think that you guys are confused on what is a summary task. So the approve appropriate budget should be at the same level as discuss budget with the stakeholder, because they are not, they're just 2 separate tasks. Maybe we can combine them into a summary task called budget determination, discuss, approve, okay? So, but they are 2 separate activities. So we need to assign resources here and maybe combine them. Okay, so then we have collect community engagement requirements. Again, same way. We have a summary task, research local regional community business, and then you have just one task in the summary task. This, which it looks like it should be this at the same level, okay? So what I would like you to do is just revise these tasks again, the work breakdown structure, and make sure that you putting them at the correct levels, okay? Now, the other thing that I can see is that majority of the tasks, the duration is in hours, some are in days, okay? So, but then for some you don't have, so when you have a question mark, this means it's not entered into the system. So I can just enter that and the question mark will disappear. It looks like you just schedule everything for 8 hours. This is actually, is this correct? You need to ask people how long it will take, the people who are going to complete the task, how many hours. So changes, get approval, rejection, Jonathan. Is it going to take 8 hours to get approval? So yeah, I'm not sure. So review the durations, review the predecessors because I'm not sure these predecessors are actually logical. Okay, then we have the resources, and then we have to level the project, not level, but auto schedule. So we should have all tasks should be auto schedule. So we select everything, a project, I'm sorry, task, auto schedule. Okay, and now we can see, oh, we have another one, 16 here. Okay, so now I can also see that some of them are with fixed durations. I will um, remove I will remove the constraint, put it as soon as possible, and we can always remove all constraints for the tasks that we have put constraints. Okay, and now you have to level the resources because you have some people that are over allocated. So we select everything, go to resource, level resources. Okay, and now I look at my, let's look at the resources here. You have put, you have 5 people, $25 per hour, good. You have the materials, good. And now I'm going to go and look at my work overview. Okay, so you set the baseline too. Now, what I do see here, now you started completing the project, but we are still in the planning stage. So I want you to go and uncomplete. We are still in the planning stage, okay? So what I want you to do is to look at the hours. So every person in the team has 40 hours of actual work. Okay, so you have total of 200 hours for the whole project for this class with meetings with everything. Okay, now you have actually scheduled people to work. Jonathan is about 60 hours. I mean, Edward is about 70 hours. Jonathan is scheduled for 120 hours. Joe is scheduled for 80. You don't have that many hours, okay? You don't have that many hours. All people can work only 40 hours. So actually, you are over allocating people. They don't have that many hours. The class will finish right here. So you need to go back and revise the durations of the activities, these durations here, or maybe look at how many people you are assigning to individual tasks, okay? And make sure that you don't go above these 200 hours total for the whole project, okay? You need to do that before you set the baseline. So you have a little more work on the work breakdown structure and how we define different levels of activities. You also have to work on estimating durations, assigning people, and making sure that you have scheduled this project before you start execution. Thank you. Please let me know if you need help with any of this, and let me know if you have any questions.